Now this is a bit of a stretch from what I'm currently doing, but trust me, I know what I'm doing, so don't hate me for this. Anyways, as you all may not know, I am a Power Rangers fan. I grew up watching Power Rangers, and since the series is now streaming exclusive, and since I based most of the MMC plots around Power Rangers and their Japanese counterpart Super Sentai material. Heck, I even based the lever on the Apex belt on how the lever works on the icon driver from Kamen Rider Ghost. Like pulling it out and pushing it back in to activate the Apex armors. Anyways, with the success of the MMC Cross HTF series, I decided, hey, why not add in Power Rangers and Super Sentai into the mix? Which ended up becoming the main premise of what I like to call Project Refuture. The subtitle being a reference to the MMX Legacy Collection theme of the same name. So anyways, I wanted to do an in-depth look of the characters, and there's a lot of them, so here's how things are going to work. Part 1, which I hope you're watching, will be the fan characters used on YouTube. That is Nama, Nicky, Sebastian Rodriguez, Rex Ekstrom, and even some of my fan characters. Later parts will dive into other YouTube fan characters. Note, most of my fan characters are either A. ripped straight out of the amazing world of Gumball, B. fan kits that I created, like Hammer, Bucky and Andrew, for example, or C. characters originally from the Fanon that were modified to have a different role or appearance, like Josh and Stacy, for example. Also note, as of this recording, the HTF version of Penny Fitzgerald has yet to be made, which is basically a HTF with moose antlers, wings from Snorers, and the yellow-orange gradient that was used for her post the shell. So anyways, let's dive right into it. Warning, some of the content you're about to see and hear are not kid-friendly. Especially for characters Snorers, Xeba, Josh, among others. So, viewer discretion is advised.
Ready?
Before I talk about these characters' histories, we must get some plot stuff out of the way. As for character histories, this will also include Skeggles, Winter, Lenny, Cotty, and characters from the upcoming Freshman Adventures series that are from the original Rainbroach College Cat series, and those are Gregory the Green Dog, who would later become the Genetic Enhanced Organism, or Gene. Anna the Fox, who would later become Annalise the Black Widow Spider, and Romeo the Ram, who would later become the cyborg Chromeo, and the main antagonist of the Refuture series, which we'll discuss in later parts. I will also include Sammy Hyper Arts, and Madman Disco Bear characters, like Funky, Shaky, Flakes, Zara, Sammy, Mikey, among others. Also, I will include Carl, because he is Flippy's brother, more on that in later parts, and the Hedge Flavor Flippy fan kids, Fluky and Flappy, again more on them along with Carl's and Flap's relationship in later parts. We'll begin with the odd man out, Nicky. But first, some context on why the HTFs and Maverick Hunters became Power Rangers. The plot for the beginning of Refuture, beside the events of Fluky's birth, goes like this. In the dystopian future 3000, the dystopian nature of the third millennium was turned on its head due to the Dark Shadow Empire taking over the future version of HTF City. The remaining members of Maverick Hunter Society Time Force Unit, with the Red Cranomorpho in the hands of Flappy, the Pink Ranger, traveled back to the year 2022, where evil mastermind and Dark Empire leader Chromeo resides. The story of that and the Dark Shadow Empire is similar to Time Force Episode 1 Force from the Future, where the former Red Ranger was defeated by the Escapade. Only this time, instead of killing Andrew Watterson, he was captured. He later escapes and joins with Future Cub and Lily to escape to 2022. Also Future Bucky, Daisy, Millie, Hammer, Flynn, and Jackson Smith also traveled to the year 2022 in the later part of the first episode/movie. The three friends from the future arrived in the present and tell the hunters in the future Maverick Hunter City was taken over by the Dark Shadow Empire, and tells the hunters that in order to prevent it from happening in the present, they traveled back to protect them. But, similarly to how Wesley Collins became Time Force Red, the future hunters gave Cuddles the Red Cranomorpher, because he was the closest to Andrew. The Dark Shadow Empire then start their crusade against humanity by attacking HTF City, even almost killing Splendid in the process. In this series, Splendid is more of a hero than villain, and is a better hero than his brother Splendid. And yes, I know they're clones in the Mirror episode, but I still list them as brothers, like Alexander and Adrian Cicera. The hunters try to take down the troops, destroying Maverick Hunter Society, but, similar to how Megaman shots were useless on the Star Dread's armors at the beginning of the Game Boy Mega Man 5, the hunters' shots were impenetrable to the Super Troops armor, so they hatch an idea to escape to the Maverick Hunter Society Ranger history codes outside of HTF City, and discuss how to counterattack their attacks, and the episode progresses from there, with future HTF and MMC crossovers aplenty. Moving on with character histories, starting with Nicky. Nicky is the self-OC of the French animator of the same name. His first video he was in the Happy Tree Friends Halloween music video released on November 3rd of 2016. The song used in the video is a voiced play song called Bring Grinning Ghosts, a song from my least favorite animation studio, Disney. The reason the real song wasn't in there was because the people of Disney are copyright bastards. It was only heard in the Haunted Mansion right at the Disney theme parks, like Disneyland and Disney World, which are both located on the opposite sides of the US, with the land being in Florida and the world being in the capital of Hollywood, California. But enough about Disney, although they did own Power Rangers at one point in the 2000s. Nicky was also in Happy Tree Friends IRL, but this was his IRL person being shocked after seeing Giggles walking around. He also was seen in HTF IRL 2, where his HTF head gets knocked off by a soccer ball. His IRL version kicked, and his HTF form even danced on some speakers. He also was seen with Snorers in Nemo's video Let's Kill Some Ants, and later Nicky video You're Driving Me Crazy. His early arts has been mostly seen with Snorers and later Winter, more on them later. Also more on the character, seen with him in Snorers, and You're Driving Me Crazy and the Uber Mobile later, because he has a lot of dark material with the character, and I mean a lot. Anyways, his personality in the MMC Cross HTF universe is that of a person who often forgets about everything, and he takes the role of Galaxy Blue from Lost Galaxy in Refuture, even having an out design based off of Goki from Gingerman, but his main design is the Kachana tire. Most recent arts depicts him as a cyborg, based off of his video called Cyborg, released August 13, 2021. Nick is a true wild card, but has attention deficit disorder, meaning he often forgets what he is doing. This disorder debuted in HTF Survivor episode 4.5, and was only used for 2 episodes in episodes 4.5 and episode 5. He got help with this disorder before episode 11 and now has more focus on his enemies. This was only for the deviant art version of HTF Survivor. The 2 versions of episodes 4.5, 5 and 11 have not been created yet. This message was made to avoid confusion to the DA version and the YT version of HTF Survivor. Link to my DA is in the description below. Anyways, let's move on to the next character, Krazy. Krazy is a great female wolf with brown hair, and is created by Deviant Art member, Sonira. She wears tactical gray pants with pink dirty knee pads and a utility belt strapped around her waist that holds her pistols, lethal and tactical gadgets that she carries. Krazy also wears a black long-sleeved crop top that suits her perfectly and has a black choke around her neck. Krazy was designed to have baby blue eyes, but later it was decided that she would have a set of black eyes, just like everyone else. Krazy is a nice, caring and understanding person, but has her moments when she gets really irritated and annoyed by others in town, such as Nutty, Shifty, Lifty and Lumpy. She has gotten together with a canon character, Flippy. She often likes to stay in her comfort area, which is our house, and likes to relax, doodle and meditate to help her relax and stay sane. In outdoor activities, she usually just goes to run some errands that obviously needs to be done, but first goes for a cup of coffee and tea at the Happy Tree Cafe to start off her day. In physical activities, she likes to play hockey in the winter and volleyball in the summer to help her stay active and compete while she's not on duty in the military. She was the inspiration from Ollie Thorne's HTF design, and will star in episode 1 of HTF Harmony, coming soon, only if Nemop's PC gets fixed. She is married to Flippy, and in the MMC Cross HTF universe, they only have one child, Flynn. Even though they also had Cameron, and their evil alter egos only had Flint. She, along with Flippy and Carl, are Jungle Fury Rangers, with Krazy being the Yellow Ranger. More of these descriptions might be shorter than usual due to lack of information. But anyways, Krazy's attire in Refuture is based off of the Order of the Claw jacket seen in the American Power Rangers adaptation of Geki Ranger, known as Jungle Fury. This color jacket was previously worn by Lily Chilman, whose character was also an inspiration for Ollie Thorne in MMC. As for episode 1 of HTF Harmony, it was delayed multiple times. Even when ML got a new PC, he was hacked on March 23rd. But that was on some other website, so he changed the password. But then came the power supply issue on March 27th. I won't describe it anymore, so the link to his Twitter is in the description. Also the links for his and Invis's channels will also be in the description. Also, if you're watching this, take a look at my material and see what you think about it. Anyways, segues aside,
sure,
onto...
whatever.
Wait, that's funny, the 2 ML characters are next. Let's cover Snorers first. Snorers is a self-OC for ML HTF. Snorers is a white angel Tanuki/Arctic fox who has a blue shirt and a black jacket. He has the personality of a guardian angel, as he is best known for saving other HTF slaves from death. He had a romantic relationship with Winter, but as of 2018, it is dating now Giggles, and is often saddened when he needs to leave her or she dies, as seen in HTF Harmony Prologue Part 2. His arch-nemesis is a red iguana named Neozor, which we'll discuss later. Snorers in Nano's series is literally a very perverted angel with a immense love towards Giggles. He likes to spy on women and take pictures of them secretly, and his main duty is to do good deeds with other characters. He has immense power and is a skilled fighter in his own right. He also has the power of a guardian angel, which includes protecting his friends, especially Giggles, from danger. Changing situations to be different from what it originally was, also known as a Chronicles trigger-like power, and using telekinesis, not seen yet, but will be seen in MMC Cross HTF. He also owns a ray gun, a AK-47 and other weapons. Also, starting in Christmas in 2 dimensions, he gains a modified copy of Hunter Obear's HD Saber, replacing Hunter's saber colors with Snorers' signature white and lavender blue colors. Snorers also is in an intense relationship with HTF canon character Giggles, as seen in HTF Harmony, mainly Prologue Part 4, where it's revealed that they have sex like 24/7s. Hunter and Rose's reactions be damned. This relationship also continues in the MMC Cross HTF series as well as the HTF Survivor series, even resulting in Giggles getting pregnant with Zoe. He is a little less perverted in the MMC Cross HTF series as well as the HTF Survivor series. He, along with Giggles, are a member of the Gozai Angels group of Rangers, with Snorers being Megaforce Red and Giggles being Megaforce Pink. Fun fact, Megaforce was the series that got me back into Power Rangers. I know everyone criticized it for being mediocre and Super Megaforce being the stock Gokaiger or Gozaiger Season 2, but I did have a massive Ranger key collection at one point. I may still have it, but they might be in a tote somewhere downstairs in my basement. That often gets flooded during the winter, but not by much. Also, fun fact, Megaman 10 was the reason why I got back into Megaman. Well, that, and my BOC's class of digital media in 2016-17 and 2017-18. Anyways, next. Neozor debuted in Part 3 of Harmony's Prologue, released on May 18, 2019. As seen in Parts 3 and 5, he is very powerful, and is capable of killing people by a single snap. So he's basically Fanos, but an HTF. He is a dark red iguana and a Snorers brother, even though they are different species. Neo and MMC Cross HTF debuted in Episode 5, Christmas in 2 Dimensions. He was killed by Snorers and Giggles. He also appears in Hunter and Rose, The Epic Journey Part 3, and the Horror Fest episode The Darkest Days. Note that the link to my wiki will also be in the description. In the future, he will be using Kamen Rider Strikes powers from the Ryuki series, or Dragon Knight in the US. He will also have a role in Freshman Adventures Season 3 and a bigger role in Season 5 of Freshman Adventures. From what I've got from Episodes 3 and 5 of HTF Harmony's Prologue, which I had to watch to get material for GX03's Prologue, and in the case of Episode 5, yet to watch, so here's what I've come across. In the original cut of Episode 3, which this message was seen at the beginning of GX03 Prologue Episode 1, but was worded differently, legends say that a group of 5 angels will appear to become the god of life and death. From what it appears like, these 5 look like Sniffles, Cuddles, Snorers, Handy and a character I couldn't make out. Anyways, these 5 would be the deciders of who lives and who dies. Life to those who don't deserve to die and death to those who do. Then, Harmony would bring peace to the world. However, there was a strange rumor concerning the angels to become the god of life and death. Despite being relatively unknown, there was one more angel in the group of 5 that they admired. By they mean the people of heaven, or guardian angels headquarters in MMC terms. Strangely, he was the only one who wanted to avoid being a god, as if spirit was different from any angel. Due to this, he was casted away and was later called the demon, or the 6th man. This was edited out due to the creator not wanting a Paradise Lost-like story in his series, but since MMC is a Megaman franchise, and since Megaman X8 had the subtitle of Paradise Lost, this story was carried over to GX03 with no problems. It was reworded to sound more like the plot of GX03, as Neozor was created by an unknown scientist who had samples from Ryan Obear and Cheyenne Wilson for some reason, but this unknown scientist would probably be Dr. Right due to this origin being a righty thing he would do. Also, I replaced the Soul Tunnel Reavers with Sigma's Rebellion and replaced the Reavers Big Boss with Sigma to avoid creating any new characters to cause confusion. Anyways, remember how I said there was a certain character that has a lot of dark material with the character, and I mean a lot? Well, he's next. Before I dive into the character known as Xeba, I have a few things I forgot. First, both Snorers and Giggle's attires are based off of Gozai Garzal and Harry respectively, with Snorers' attire being a red and white version of his normal attire and Giggle's gaining her Guardian Angel wings from Giggle's secret power and Christmas in 2 dimensions. Second, I have this L channel called MMC and HTF Amnesia Database, where I do a similar analysis show on the Amnesia series, Episode 0, 1 and 2 are up, and Episode 3, which will dive into both Jack Hargis and Xeba and why they are similar will be coming soon. And thirdly, going along the lines of Amnesia, Uber KNL is doing a BFD Amnesia, so go check him out. Remember, all links in this video are in the description. Anyways, Xeba was created by Sebastian Rodriguez for the HTF Amnesia series. The origins of him were totally unknown. For now we only know his name. He would appear out of nowhere in the town. When Cuddles would approach him to help him, he would take out his heart to put it in the ground, which would cause him to gain more power and could create towers that spread his brainwashing, washing him away. Brain all those who are not sinners and are good, having the sole objective of killing those who are not sinners. After that he would face Splendid, to whom after a battle he would return one of his henchmen. In another episode he would appear again, killing Lumpy, who was now a henchman of Sniffles. After that he tries to kill Sniffles, but would be stopped by Splendid, who was also a henchman of Sniffles. After a long battle the military they would fire a very strong rocket that would leave him badly injured, so he would have to regenerate. As he regenerated, the people he controlled defended the place where he was. When Flippy came to kill him, he let him get close enough, after Flippy had killed a few of his minions, to let Flippy kill him, taking his heart out of him. When Flippy was going to kill him, Flippy killed him. He stopped when he realized that Xeba was also suffering, being practically like 2 personalities in one. At the moment Flippy tried to kill him anyway, but at the moment, Xeba separated the soul of Flippy and Flippy, sending one to hell and the other to heaven respectively. Xeba was a background character in Episode 6, along with Iyumi. We even see his infected form when helping contain Krazy and AL from killing each other. He would later appear in Part 2 of the Epic Journey trilogy as well as several Horrorfest episodes like Crazed and Insane, After Image, Happy Treeville Horror, and The Darkest Days. He will put on the Void Armor from Dino Fury and will fight for the Dark Shadow Empire in the Ray Future series. He is also in Seasons 3 and 5 of Freshman Adventures. Both Freshman Adventures and Ray Future will be coming soon, as I will upload them to my DA first. Also both Neozor's and Xeba's attires are the normal attires in Ray Future, except Xeba, who has Tark's attire. Also, if this series had real voice casting, Xeba would have been voiced by Jared Turner. That will do it for Part 1. Part 2 of these YouTube characters will feature Winter, Skaggles, Rex from La Guerra, Eva also from La Guerra and Amnesia 6.5, and Yayo. Also, comment down below if you want me to do analysis videos on GX03, MMC Cross HTF or other material, or for those dead meat fans, maybe a MMC Cross HTF kill count, but that would be done after either A, Season 1 is completed, or B, make it like Amnesia analyses, and give you art from those upcoming episodes. Anyways, I hope you liked this video and I will see you later.